What is going on, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna, and I'm making this at 5:30 in the morning because I am so hyped. We just hit 30,000 subscribers. Holy shit. Oh my god. I'm sitting here I'm astounded. I'm just sitting here like, holy shit, this is insane. I'm just it's crazy. Like, I'm sitting here baffled. I'm like, just I don't know what word I could use to describe how insanely happy I am right now, but this story that you're about to hear is something that I've been saving for probably months on end. I have literally been saving this story for so long. I remember making the first time having sex video and thinking, holy shit, I need to save this for some big milestone. And I was thinking about making it for 10K, and 10K just, I didn't want to do this because I think this is a story that was worthy of a more, like, crazier milestone, and I never thought I would get this far, so I'm bringing you this now. So, actually, I'm not sure what the threesome story that I'm telling now, I don't know what I was gonna do it for. I don't know if I was when I made the first time having sex video. When was I? I'm trying to think what subscriber milestone I was at when I made first time having sex, but I think it was either for 10 or 15K. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know. But, so this story, I know it's unbelievable. I know there's gonna be the comment that says it's fake, and it's a hard story to believe because someone my age at the time really couldn't pull this off, but some of you probably could. Some of you guys are swingers, and I know you could pull off like fucking six sums if you wanted to. So, this took place at a party. I've told you guys before, like, every story that involves sex or something crazy usually happens at a party. And, it was with two of my very good friends, actually. I had a threesome with two of my friends. Not, before you say any gay comments, no. It was two of these girls that I knew, and they were both kind of friends with benefits. One of them I actually dated, and she was my ex, and then the other one was just a friend of mine that we would, like, kiss from time to time, like, we would just make out. And we were at this party together, and it couldn't have worked out better because it was a graduation party. They were drinking a lot. I was drinking kind of a decent amount. I had a few beers, and everyone was just playing beer pong, having a good time, and it worked out perfectly because these two girls were actually best friends. And I actually met the one friends with benefits through my ex-girlfriend who was with us. So to make it more simple, I was there with two girls. One of them was my ex, and one of them was someone who I met through my ex. So these two girls were my very, like, I guess you could say, best friends with benefits. And we were at a party playing beer pong. So keep in mind, this isn't, I wasn't smoking weed at the time. This was literally 6 months ago. So that's what I mean when I say I'm saving this. You know what I mean? So I was going to say last year, but, I mean, it's technically been, I guess you could, if you count 2015 and 2014, you could say, oh, it was last year, but technically it hasn't been a year. It's been like 6 months. So I'm at this party. We are just relaxing. They're drinking. They're getting insanely tipsy. And I don't know if you guys, like, have ever experienced this with your girlfriends, but sometimes if they drink a lot, they get really, really fucked up. And when I say fucked up, I mean, like, feely, like, touchy, really, you know, you could use the word horny, just really, sometimes some of them get sex crazed, but that's kind of a stereotype. Sometimes, you know, most of the time that won't happen if you don't know them personally. So I was there with these two girls, and they started getting insanely just hammered, and they kept passing me beers, but I really wasn't down to drink. I don't know, like, I don't like drinking because I puke, and they're at the point, guys, like, they are fucking wasted, and it was actually pretty cold out at the time. It was getting late out. It was getting dark, and we were just kind of sitting here like, wow, it's getting kind of chilly. Let's move inside. So we went inside, and they were actually playing. Keep in mind, this is a graduation party. This is a party for a 12th grader leaving high school. So what kind of 12th grader plays Spin the Bottle? Keep in mind, guys, this 12th grader said, let's play Spin the Bottle. So I'm sitting here like, okay, whatever, and I actually have another story about Spin the Bottle that's hilarious and I'm gonna save. But they were playing Spin the Bottle, and this girl, one of my ex-girlfriends, spun it, and it landed on her friend, and they're like, all right, spin again, and then she's like, no, I'll do it, and they stood up and they literally started making out in front of everyone, and they were just completely, like, making out in front of everyone, and I'm just sitting here like, holy shit, like, these girls are really comfortable with each other. And that's when shit kind of started to go uphill for Mr. Austin. So we sit down at the table, and the graduation party, everyone was kind of moved into different rooms. Like, this guy's house is huge. So there's a living room, there was a hallway where some people were just kind of chilling, drinking, and then there was like the main kitchen area where we were sitting. And the kitchen is connected to the living room, but there's kind of a thin, like, there's a wall with this like a hole cut in it to look through when you're cooking and stuff. So we're just sitting here in the kitchen, and it's me, these two girls that I came with, my one good friend, and actually the same kid from the first time tripping on acid story. And believe it or not, he wasn't on acid, so don't ask. But we were all just sitting there talking. And these two girls were like literally like holding on to each other, like straight up making moves on each other, like they were dating, they were kissing, they were touching each other. And I was like, this is the greatest phrase I've ever said to anyone, because it got me so much like greatness. I looked at them, and they were like literally touching each other. That they were so drunk, they were kissing each other, and I was buzzing. Keep in mind, I wasn't like sitting here sober, like creeping on them. I was actually buzzing, and it was kind of making me a little bit on the horny side. And I just straight up said, I was like, "Damn, why did you guys do that to me?" And they're just like, "Hey, I mean, you're pretty good looking." And I was like, "Thank you, like that's nice of you." And it was so awkward at first, because I thought like, "Oh my god, that's the worst thing I've ever said. I want to smack myself." And that's when shit kind of got a little awkward, like I said. But that's when we moved into a different room, actually. My one friend, the acid kid, he went onto the patio to smoke a blunt with his friend. The kid, there was two kids at the table with us, as well as these two girls. So they left the table to go smoke a blunt, and we're sitting here like, all right, well, now what? So we actually went into the guest room where they had a computer, and we were watching videos, and I was sitting on the bed with my ex-girlfriend holding hands with her, and we were holding hands, and we just started, like, one thing led to another, and it just started getting intimate, and we were just going, like, kind of going at it. And that's when the one girl on the computer turned around and looked at us. She was checking her Facebook or something, and she looked at us, and she's like, "Wow, you guys are really getting there." And I was like, "Yeah." And I didn't want to straight up say, like, "Yo, bitch, leave. Like, I'm trying to fuck this girl." But the girl actually said, she's like, "Excuse me, can you leave?" And then the girl was like, "Why do you want me to leave?" And she's like, "Because I'm about to, like, we're kind of, we want some privacy." And if you guys need an easier understanding of the setting, I hate making commentaries because it's so hard to, like, describe to you guys what was going on. We were laying on the bed, me and my ex-girlfriend, and her best friend was in the room with us, and her best friend is also a girl that I have benefits with, and we were all just a big circle of love, I guess you could say. So she tells her friend, she's like, "Can you please leave the room?" And I guess my friend and her friend was like, "Oh, why?" And she's like, "Because we want some privacy." And I was like, and I kind of just sat there, like, kind of awkward, because, you're telling someone to leave because you're about to have sex, and it's just like wow, So the girl straight up said, she's like, "Why do you want me to leave?" She's like, "Because we want privacy." And she's like, "Oh, you guys are gonna do it, huh?" And I was like, "Shut the fuck up." Like, I started laughing. I was like, "Shut up." And then she jumped on the bed, and this is when shit went down. She jumped on the bed, grabbed my hand, and said, "He's mine." And I'm like, "What?" Like, the fuck? Like, I didn't, like, they were always kind of like friends with benefits, all of them with me, but like, we were never that, like, into it to the point where we would literally make out of, like, I don't know, they wouldn't share me, if that makes any sense. So she starts kissing my neck, and then the other girl starts doing it too, and she's like, "No, he's mine." And I was like, this is not happening. I was sitting in my head, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, this is not happening. Like, how drunk am I to think that these two girls are doing this? And I know, it sounds unbelievable, but that is when shit started to go down. I'm not going to go into detail, but you guys know what a threesome is. If you don't, you can look it up, because it's pretty awesome. So obviously I didn't have a condom with me, and shit started going down, and they were rubbing on stuff, and we were just getting into it, and I didn't have a condom with me. So this is when shit kind of gets funny. I had my t-shirt on, and I had my boxers on, and I was so comfortable at the time and so buzzed out on, like, I was just drinking a bunch of beer. I was so buzzed out, I straight up ran out into the hallway really quick, went up to my friend who was smoking. I had to run out into the hallway, through the kitchen, wearing boxers. I had to maneuver around drunk people like I was swimming through idiots, go out the sliding glass door, and I went to my friend, and I was like, "Dude, I need a rubber." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "I need a rubber really bad." He's like, "Oh, like, you're asking me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know you have one. Cough it up." He's like, "You know what? Just because you're a bro." So then he actually didn't have one, and he's like, "Hold on, just because you're a bro, I'll go ask my friend." So he went into the kitchen, got one of the 12th graders' friends, like I said, this was a senior party, and he got one of the seniors to go into his car and get me a condom. And I was sitting in the front yard of this kid's house, cold as fuck, in my boxers, and I know I had two hot girls upstairs. And like, you guys know, I don't consider myself good looking whatsoever, but this was an opportunity for young Austin. I was like, I need to take this. I need to take this opportunity. I didn't care what I had to do for it. I would run through a field of needles naked if I had to do this. So I get the condom, and I go upstairs. I put the condom on, and that's when shit just went down. And I'm not going to go into detail, but it was pretty awesome. I didn't even know these girls were that comfortable with themselves to be able to do that with each other. Like, it was insane. And I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'm sure you guys know what goes down. So after that, I remember it being kind of awkward. I remember leaving the room and just us all like kind of looking at each other like, wow, we were all friends, and now we're like a whole new level of, quote unquote friends. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm still friends with one of them to this day, and the other one I really just don't want anything to do with, and that's for a whole other commentary. But this is my 30K story, and I've been keeping this for a while, and I know it sounds unbelievable, but I can promise you, I can, like, if I was to fake these, I wouldn't get anything out of it. That's no fun for me. It's no fun for anyone. This is just me trying to entertain you guys with a story from my past, and I hope to God that I really want to live the next few years as crazy as I possibly can, because I always want to bring out recent stories for you guys. Someone actually tweeted me, and he's like, Austin, you're always uploading old stories, but like, this is actually pretty recent, like 6 months ago. Like, it was like 6 or 7 months ago, and it was definitely a pretty awesome time. And I want to know if you guys have had any experiences, please leave them in the comments below. You guys are awesome, and like I said, I want to make sure I can bring out the best quality like content I can, and I know you guys love these stories, so I will continue. Like, I sit every night in my room just trying to remember old things that would entertain you guys. So I hope that I can, within the next few years of my YouTube journey, I go out and get into some trouble, because I want to be able to tell you guys some new stories too. So anyway, guys, this has been Austin FFA or Luna. Thank you guys so much for 30K. Please leave a like on this video. It'd be really cool if we could get my 30K story to like 1K likes. That'd be sick. So please leave a like if you enjoyed the story. This is one of my really crazy stories. I love you guys so much. Peace out, everyone.